Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lune, and I hope you're well, and if you're not, I hope you're well soon. And we're gonna have a little message today. Another one. So I have some cards. 2 decks. I'll put the decks in the description. I need to do that in my last video too. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I had a channeled song kind of come through, and it's the song, was it Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore? Don't know what I was fighting for. Something like that. It's that song, and I forget who it's by. But that was like the energy of this reading immediately. And I'm like, okay, and it could be in like the sense of like, it could be like a romantic venture or whatever, or it could be a friendship, or just like someone who's like, I don't know, showing interest in you. It could be in a career opportunity, whatever. Like someone is just kind of like, I have a feeling about you, and like they have a feeling about you, and they want to do something. Again, it could be romantic, friendship, familial, career, business partner, whatever it is. So that's part of it. That could be part of it. But it also felt kind of like it's you, like not fight. It's like, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Forgot what I was fighting for. So it's like along the way, it seems like you kind of forgot why you were doing a lot of it in the first place. Because when we get into like really, when we get into narrow-minded, darker places, it's easy to forget what you're working towards, what your initial goal was. And maybe that changes, maybe that shifts, but you kind of forgot like what you were working towards. And now the season, like right now, it's like you're coming back into the realization of everything that you've learned. And not only that, but recognizing that you're kind of redefining your goals, if we want to put it that way, and you're remembering what you're fighting for, what you were fighting for, and also that there's not really a need to fight anymore. That's why I can't fight this feeling anymore. I forgot what I was fighting for. There you go. Because you realize that you don't need to fight things. You realize that maybe, that's weird, I just saw 222 on my calendar, so take that as a sign. Maybe you don't have to fight for things. Maybe that's how you've always felt. Like you've always this is the message. Okay. You felt like you've always needed to fight for the things in your life because that's how it's always been. There's always been like tense energy within your life in some form. And you know, part of the conditioning in society is that you have to fight for everything. There has to be a struggle to have what you want, and that's not always the case. In some ways, yeah, you do have to work towards things, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be this strenuous 10 of Wands energy, right? You don't have to be in that to find success. But that's what society conditions us to think. That we need to burn ourselves out and work super, super hard in order to, one second, I have a notification. So professional. No, in order to have success, in order to go in the direction that we want to go in. But that's not the case. You can easily attract things once you're in the right mindset, once you have the right understanding for you to get what you want. That's what it is. Can't fight this feeling anymore. Forgot what I was fighting for. You're no longer caring about that. You're leaning into how you feel about yourself and what you actually want, and you're just going after it. There's no struggle anymore. Isn't that nice? So let me pull some cards. Yeah, sorry, I go right into it. And I don't even know if that was a little bit messy. Sometimes when I'm delivering messages, I feel like it's all over the place. Ooh, okay, we'll get that one. That one I literally saw earlier, so that feels like a sign. But I just like go into it and I feel like I'm really all over the place. And I think that's just who I am, but you know. Can't fight this feeling anymore. Forgot what I was fighting for. Do 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 do. Yeah, if you know that song, go listen to it. It's awesome. If you know the song, you already know it's awesome. But da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Ooh. Ooh, my gosh. This is beautiful. What in the world? Okay. This is an interesting collection of cards. That's all I have to say until I have more to say. So, I have crystal cards here, and I have these cards. They're Sacred Creator's Oracle. So, this one is Creator Alchemy. Befriend the word polarize. In flow with money. Feels very relevant right now for a lot of us. External validation. One step ahead is all you need. And then we have our crystal cards. We have Vanadinite. And we have turquoise. So, where do I want to start? I feel like I'm going to start with the crystal cards real quick. And then we'll get into the, I know I showed these first and then the crystal cards, but it doesn't matter. Order doesn't matter. It'll go the way it's supposed to. So, Vanadinite, turquoise. So, Vanadinite, when I saw that one, so I can just read you what the little blurb is. It says, Vanadinite, the quote is, wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving. Khalil Gibran. I think I said his name right. I hope I did. It says, looking like a sea creature that has crawled from the ocean, Vanadinite is a fire crystal, and as such, it encourages a liveliness and enthusiasm for life that may have been missing. Can't fight this feeling anymore. Think of sparkly Vanadinite as an antidote for apathy. Make a list of all the people, experiences, things, infuse your life with fire, passion, and energy. Take action to include these people and activities in your life. Take action. There it is. So it says, this is in French. I don't even want to say it, but it's like a French saying that is like seize the day type thing. I literally don't even want to say it. I don't want to butcher it. So essentially it's taking control over your life again, but not in like a restrictive, controlling way of like, I need to struggle. I need to do things this way, or I can't do it at all. Like, the only way to be successful and to be happy is to struggle, so then you feel like you're worth it. Which you're worth it anyway. Like, that's part of the deprogramming I think that you're going through right now, is like, yeah, I'm worth it whether I work really, 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 really hard or not. You don't have to struggle. Like, this is the thing too, is that there's easier approaches to a lot of things that we tend to complicate because we think that if we make it more complicated and then we're able to solve it, that means that we're worth more because we're able to solve that complicated issue. But it's like you make the problem bigger than it has to be because there is like this subconscious need to prove yourself, to prove your worth through solving that which you made worse or created for yourself. And that's not to shame you, right? Like, that's, a lot of people do that. It's subconscious. I know that I've been working through that. I've still working through that. It's a thing. So it's like letting yourself take a step back and be like, okay, where am I creating more issues for myself, rather than allowing myself to just flow, to attract what I want in a way that you don't need that external validation. Yeah, that's what this message is. So you're giving into the feeling of, actually, I don't need other people or external circumstances to validate my worth, right? Your worth, our worth. 'Cause I'm in this with you. You don't need that. You've been conditioned to think you need that. Taught, told, shown that you need that, when in fact you only want that because of your conditioning. You don't need it. All you need is yourself and your inner validation, your internal validation for yourself from yourself. And that's not to say that external validation isn't important, because it is. We exist amongst each other. External validation is part of how we reinforce things as social creatures, but if it's the only form of validation that you have or you're seeking, it creates tension. It creates struggle, because you're relying on something that is not reliable. The only person that you will be with for your entire life is yourself. So people around you may leave, change, things, circumstances may leave, change, and that can't be controlled. So if you place your emphasis and your value and your worth on any of that alone, by itself, if that thing changes or leaves, your entire sense of self crumbles. And I think that's another thing too, is that a lot of you are finding a deeper sense of identity that isn't reliant on other people and circumstances that are external from yourself. That's really, really beautiful. Wow, okay. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you if this is resonating. And oh yeah, okay, so let's get into this a little bit more. So we'll get to turquoise in a little. So the other cards, these two cards that are standing out to me right now, is Befriend the Word Polarize and Creator Alchemy. So befriend the word polarize, right? Polarizing energies, two different energies, they kind of bring out certain things in each other. So if you want to talk from like a dualistic point of view, like good, bad, this side, that side, whatever, we know that there's more to just this or that. There's nuance. There is complexity to everything. So it's not so black and white. It's very gray, like my sweatshirt. So befriend the word polarize. When I read this, it indicates to me that you are coming into a time of becoming more comfortable with the fact that external circumstances can be polarizing, and often are, in a world like this, on a planet like this, where it's a little bit denser sometimes. So when you become comfortable with polarization as something that does occur around you and is very much an integral part of reality for a lot of people, it becomes a lot easier to not get caught up in it, essentially, because you're aware, like, okay, this is happening because this person is triggered because of this. They are feeling insecure right now, so they are trying to compensate for that by acting a certain way. It helps you become more aware of the polarizing energies, where they're stemming from, and also that it's not personal, and it isn't, just about you, because that's what is the external validation relies, it's like makes everything personal, right? You feel like everything that's happening around you has something to do with you directly, personally, which is not the truth. We mirror each other, we show each other different things, but it's not like personal. There's times where people are sitting there and they're like, oh, everybody hates me, and it's like, well, everybody doesn't even know you. Like, if we're being honest, on this planet, like, most people don't even know who you are. So how can they hate you? You know what I'm saying? It's like these really extreme views of self and reality that just aren't fully accurate. So when you become more comfortable with realizing the polarization, not only in other people, but in yourself too, that those extreme energies that you are creating or experiencing, such as, oh, everybody hates me, where is that coming from? Like, why are you thinking that way? Why are you feeling that way? It helps you get to the root of that. And then over time, and I'm not saying that it'll ever go away, like, I think as part of the human experience, polarization, it's very much a real thing. It's just part of the human experience. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's actually very beautiful. It's part of the experience here. It just is. So it is what it is. It simply is. It just exists. Okay, and there's not much that needs to be picked apart there. But yeah, befriending the word polarize. Yeah, so you become more comfortable with recognizing the intensities and the difficulty and the polarization that just exists in the world, in yourself and other people, and the reasoning for it. And again, when you become more aware of what's going on, it doesn't affect you as deeply, and it doesn't pull you off your path so easily. So once you become comfortable with that, as you are now, I feel, you can step into the life that you've always wanted, because the things that used to hold you back, like, really easily aren't going to hold you back as easily anymore, because you're aware of it. You're becoming comfortable with it, with the fact that it exists, and there is some discomfort, but it's just the reality of things. It's how life here is. So, and then creator alchemy, it's like, yeah, you're becoming aware of the polarizations in yourself, the tension, the conflict within yourself, the cognitive dissonance in a lot of cases within yourself that show you the complexity and different pieces of yourself and other people that you actually can use to help fuel your life that you're wanting, that you're creating for yourself right now, which is really cool. Okay, so that aside, I want to go over to these cards really quick. I don't know, I'm saying really quick. I'm out of breath. I need to take a breath. Things are just coming through very quickly. Okay. So the other crystal, oh my gosh, it literally says, okay, you'll see. So this card is turquoise. The keywords are calm and reasonableness. So it says, this is the quote, tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. Chinese proverb. Yeah. So turquoise is gentle and calming by nature, but will not make you tired. It inspires an aliveness and vitality without overreaction or sensitivity. Turquoise inspires reason and balance. It helps us to be aware that we are the creators of our own life, and no one is doing this to us. Turquoise makes an excellent travel stone. It has long been used for protection and is most effective when placed directly on or worn on the solar plexus. Yes, beautiful. So I love that quote, though. It literally says, tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. So that's another thing I feel like you're coming into, is like, okay, the tension that I feel is because of this need for external validation. It's because I think that I need to be a certain way in order to be valid and worth something. And actually, you find that when you stop caring about any of that, when you like separate yourself from that, you feel relaxed, you feel okay, you feel normal, you feel at peace. And that's the reality. Like when you are trying to force something in any form, whether it's force a situation, force yourself to act or be a certain way, to think a certain way, to feel a certain way, to present yourself a certain way, to be interested in something you're not even interested in. Whenever you force something like that, there will be tension because there's resistance. It's literally going against who you are naturally. And the reason you do that is because you feel like who you are naturally is wrong or not okay, not valid because of conditioning, and this obsession that a lot of people in the Western world seem to have with constantly being perfect, and whatever the heck perfect even is, because it doesn't exist. And it's like you're finally realizing, like, okay, like I feel like you've known this, right? But now you're putting it into practice. Like you're really letting go and kind of like detaching from, oh, I need to do this to be this. Because the reality is, like, there are so many ways that you can achieve different things. And the way that you do will be completely unique because you are unique. And that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Like, it's literally just being you, and the things that are meant to come from you and be with you and from you will naturally occur when you are yourself. Yeah. I'll use myself as an example. Hope that's okay. Me creating this channel was terrifying for me at first. And sometimes it still is a little bit, and I get a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, oh, what if I'm saying the wrong thing? What if I'm not saying enough? What if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do? But it's like, what even is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Like, this channel is just an expression of me as I naturally am. And so whatever it becomes is my own naturally. It is uniquely my own because I'm doing it from a space of authenticity and from being myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's more fulfilling. It's not as difficult because I'm not performing, which I think is another message here, is when you stop performing the way you think other people are going to, be able to digest you easier, whatever, you water yourself down, and you set the precedent that that's how you're always going to be, and that's going to cause stress for you. So that's another thing. You're realizing that to be authentic is what's going to bring you fulfillment, and also it's what's going to be easiest because you don't have to fight it. You can just relax into it. There's no tension when you're just being yourself. Not truly. There might be tension from other people who don't like it, but that's their problem, right? That's their tension. That's not your tension. Don't let it be your tension. So, yeah, that's really important for somebody, if you're watching this. And so now these two last cards, I feel like are really relevant right now for a lot of people. So it says, one step ahead is all you need, and inflow with money. So when you're getting into this flow and this detachment from external validation, you're trying to become more authentic and just kind of flow with who you actually are and the things you're truly interested in, the ways you actually want to do things, instead of this preconceived notion of how you should be doing things. You will naturally become more magnetic with the universe. You will naturally be attracting more abundance and more of what you actually want because you're open to it. You're open to receive it. And that includes money. But as we know, like, money is an energetic currency as well. It is a physical manifestation of an energetic currency between people and things and creatures. So one step ahead is all you need. So yes, you're in flow with money because of this. You're naturally attracting it. And that's not to say that you're just going to be like getting big wads of money. Like, maybe that'd be cool. But it's also like, it's attracting the right opportunities that will set you up for flow of money, flow of currency, flow of getting the energetic outcomes, output of what you put in. And again, that comes from being authentic. So here's an example. I know this video is very long. If you're here for this long, thank you. I don't know why this one is so long. I just have a lot to say. That's probably important for somebody with everything that I'm saying. Okay, back to the message. So, I'm losing my train of thought. So, inflow with money, right? You're naturally attracting these things. You're getting into the circumstances, the opportunities where you're actually going to be able to authentically take advantage of what you want to take advantage of. But yes, this is where I was trying to get to. The way you make money is very important to you, I feel. Because it's an energetic exchange, the way that you do it is very important. So here's an example. Someone might decide they want to scam people to get money, to deceive people to get money. And so they're in this energy of like deception and taking advantage of people, which is just really nasty. So it's like when you get the energetic exchange of that money is tainted with that energy, with that icky energy. So you might have money, but like what did you have to do to have that money? Does it feel good to have that money knowing that you hurt people? You know, that's part of it too. For you, I think you want to make money in a way that is actually serving people, helping people, contributing to people's lives in a positive way rather than taking from them just so you can get a payout, right? A payout that is not even honest, nor does it hold as much weight or any love, because it's from deception and from greed and control. So yeah, I think you're stepping into the way that you make money is different. Your mindset, your intention is different with it. And so it's going to be easier for you to get it because you have better intentions with it. When you have good intentions with money, it's going to naturally flow to you because it's like, oh, like you're doing this in this way, so let me reward you by giving you some money. Like it's how it works. But it's like the type of money, the type of energy behind the money you receive is also different. It's a lot more abundant. And it sounds interesting saying that, but like you could have the same amount of money, and this we're talking spiritually, energetically speaking. You could have the same amount of money. Like say you have $5 here and $5 there, but this $5 was from scamming somebody, from stealing it. And this $5 was from, I don't know, helping someone, and they decided they just wanted to give you something for helping them. Which one would you really want more? Which one is more abundant? You know? Because the one over here you had to struggle to get. The one over here, you were just naturally being you and being open and loving, and it came to you as a result, as a consequence of you being your loving, authentic self. Clearly you'd want this $5, no? Like, so yeah, and it says one step is all you need. And that's the thing, is that's all it takes is that intention. And to release the tension. to have the intention and release the tension. So, yeah. I hope that resonated with you guys. And I know this is very long. And I hope that's okay. I might make longer ones in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. And I hope this was helpful. So, I hope you're well. And if you're not, I hope you're well soon. And I will see you again soon. Bye.